Okay, I've just noticed an area at the front here. On the same side as the wound at the back where I've been dragging, the same thing is happening at the front. It's wearing unevenly. So I might just try to add a little bit of material thickness to here, just with one of these patches, as a bit of a warm-up precursor to the main event. So yeah, that's what I'm going to try next. Okay, so I've just had a crack at building up a bit of bulk on that nose section that I was showing you before. It's slow going because you have to heat the knife, do a little bit, come back, heat the knife, do a little bit, come back, heat the knife, do a little bit. There's probably a much quicker and easier method, but this is what I've got, so that's what I'm stuck with. So yeah, I'll just wait for that to dry now, and then give it a bit of a sand and see what I'm left with. Could be that it all comes off when I sand. I don't know. Okay, so this is a little experiment, getting in preparation for this operation here. What I want to do is see how long it takes to heat up these bigger pieces of PE2 that I want to meld onto there. See how it goes. You can see pretty much straight away that it's started to go a bit slick, shiny looking, so it's obviously starting to soften. You can see it's starting to bend a little bit, so it's becoming pliable. I'm going to back that heat off a little bit on when I'm working on the kayak. It's interesting to note, as soon as I've put the heat on the kayak, see that little bubble that's popped up there in that soft area? That's why I'm working to add some bulk to this, because that is just so thin and soft that it's not far away from wearing through. So I've given this patch a bit of time to dry, cool down. As you can see, it's dried really hard, which is great, and the area that was soft is right under there, and it got really soft when I was heating it up and attaching and putting the hot poly on, but it's firmed up really nicely, which is great. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to give it a light sand to try and take some of those sharp edges off, and then I'm going to try and build up a little bit more of this area here. Give it a little bit of a sand. You can see the areas that I need to work on. One area I definitely need to work on is just that little patch there that's still flattened out, and this area here. And I just want to build another thickness along here. Try and build it up to that level. Well, there you go. We'll have to wait for it to dry and give it another sand. Already I can see that when we compare it to how it was to start with, it's much closer to being symmetrical to the other side. There's still a little bit of a low spot here that I might want to add a little bit more material to, but I think that that's done a decent job. I haven't noticed that there's been any deformation of the keel, touch wood, so fingers crossed. At least I haven't made it any worse. Okay, so here we are. It's been a couple of hours now and the poly's had time to dry and cool, so I'm just about to give it a bit more of a sand to see how it's finished up. So there we go. As you look down, doesn't look too bad. There's a few little edges that are a little bit dodgy, but apart from that, it's pretty good. Here's some of the other repairs that I did earlier in the day. There's one there that I think that's been one of my better ones. That one's not bad either. These are the ones that I did earlier as well. That one was just a fairly superficial gouge. The one over here was a bit deeper, so let's go have a look at that one. So there we go, that one was a bit deeper. I managed to fill in that area fairly well. It's not pretty, but then again, aesthetics was never one of the things that I was aiming for. I was more after function than anything, so too bad. It's filled in that deep gouge. And the last bit was this little bit of down the front. That's not too bad either. So that pretty much brings us to an end of my kayak repair maintenance video. As I said, something a little bit different from Rocket's Fishing Adventures, but I thought you might be interested to see the process as I go through it as a first timer, as I'm sure plenty of you might be sometime down the track, and thought it might be helpful to you. So I've been pretty happy with the results so far. Only time will tell as to how good they are on a long-term basis, but for the skills that I have and the tools that I had, I'm pretty happy with it. So thank you.